Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode with your girl Audrey Codner from ACG Tutoring. Hopefully, you guys are doing very well on this crazy and easy Wednesday. I think, yeah, it's all kinds of crazy. But thank you guys for coming on in. So we are going to continue on our quest of adding and subtracting fractions. Sorry that I am a little bit late. I just had to finish up with a client. Give a little reassurance. She's trying to get elected into, student government. So, just want to give a little pep talk. Just make sure everything's all right on the open flames. As you guys are coming in, go ahead and just tap away. So yesterday we were working on adding and subtracting fractions when we had a common denominator. And this is the one thing that a lot of people generally get confused. So let's say, for instance, this is just a little refresher. So let's say I have 7/6 minus 5/6. Now, this is the part that a lot of people generally keep forgetting. When you are adding and subtracting fractions, you have to have what's called a common denominator. So if they both already have the same denominator, you do not do this operation to the denominators. The operation will go to the numerators. So you want it to have that same denominator, which we just carry over with the 6. And then we do 7 minus 5. So 7 minus 5, that will give me my 2. So now 2, 6, both 2 and 6 are even. So that's telling me that there is a number that they have in common that I can simplify. So that number is 2. So what I'm doing, I'm taking that common number and I'm dividing it to make it even smaller. So 2 divided by 2, that will give me my 1. And the 6 divided by 2, that will give me my 3. So that means the difference of 7/6 and 5/6 will give me a result of 1/3. So we're always looking to have a common denominator. So in order for us to basically get, let's say we have this other example. So say we had negative 10/7 plus 1/6. Right? So right now, they don't have a common denominator. One has a 7, one has a 6. So we need to see what number do they both have in common to give us that same denominator. So you can go through the 6 times table. You can go through the 7 times table. And you can take a look to see what do they have in common. So sometimes I kind of like to just go with my factor sheet. Sometimes it helps. Okay. So if we look at just the individuals, they got 1 in common. That's not going to help us. They got 6 and 7, and they don't have 2 and 3. So I probably have to multiply them. So if I do that, 7 times 6, that will give me my 42. Sometimes the number jumps at us, and sometimes we just have to simply multiply, right? Thanks, Eric. So then what we did, how do I change that 7 to a 42 using multiplication? Well, I multiplied by 6. And whatever I did in the denominator, I need to do in the numerator. So 6 times negative 10 gives me negative 60. So for me to change this 6 to a 42, I needed to multiply that by 7. And whatever I do in the denominator, I need to do in the numerator. So 1 times 7, not to add insult to injury, it's going to be 7. So now we have a common denominator. So now we can actually work this out. So bring over the common denominator, which is 42. Now we have negative 60 plus 7. So you owe me $60. You gave me 7. So that means you owe me $53. Owing means negative. So my negative 53. But negative 53 40-seconds, it's improper. But sometimes I'll take a look at this and I would look at my answer choices. You never know. Okay, sometimes GED, they may put an improper fraction in there once in a while, just to kind of throw the scent off. But I know that I have a whole number that's within this. So if I want to, I can take out my 42 out of 42. Because 42 divided by 42, that's equivalent to a whole. Okay? If I want to take this out, now I'm not messing with that negative. So it's still, my answer is still going to be negative. But if I take that whole, it's the same as me saying 54 minus 42. 53, sorry. 54. 53 minus 42, which gives me 11. So basically, I have one whole, then I have a remainder of 11 out of 42. So to change my negative 53 or 42, I need to pull out one whole. That's what we have in red here. So if I pull out that 1, which is right there, I take my 53 and I subtract the 42, and I will get my 11. I do not have to make this an 11 negative. No. Make your whole number carry the negative. And then this will be your remainder out of the divisor. Okay. All right. Okay. So now, what we're going to do, so that's like a little refresher on what we were doing yesterday. What we're going to do today is kind of look at some of the mixed numbers. We're actually going to do the same operation, but with mixed numbers. Okay. All right. How's everyone? Let me take a look. Well, hello, everyone. Jeez, didn't know. Okay. Oh, well, thank you, Mayor. All right. Move the camera. Oh, yeah. See, Spunk, can you see it now? I think I had it over a little bit too much. All right, thank you so much for the follows, God. Cynthia, I love the spelling of your name. That's cool. All right. Yes. Hey, Jess. I'm here. I am here. So I'm happy. Hello, Michael. How are you? No, yes, uncle, definitely. By hand, definitely. Yes. Feeling better? I'm here. So we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. But thank you for and thank you for telling me about the subscription. I'm hoping no one put money into that, because really, to this moment, I really do not know how that came into fruition. All right. So let's get with today's. Hello, Mia. How are you? Good. All right. So this time, let's go with example 1. So we have a -1. Hopefully you guys can see. Let me shrink down a little bit. Okay, so we have a -1 plus, let's do a -2 and 2/5. Okay, a -2 and 2/5. All right, thank you. All right, so we have a whole number, perfectly fine. Okay, I like to put parentheses around my negatives, and you really, not for me telling you what to do, but when you start doing more advanced math, and especially you're dealing with the negatives, you need to make a practice of putting parentheses around your negatives, especially if you're putting it into a calculator. It doesn't matter what type of calculator at all. Okay, so because the power of parentheses. So if I just had like a -2 and say I wanted to raise it to the second power, it's going to tell me my answer is -4. But if I put parentheses around that -2 and I raise it to the second power, I got a +4. Okay, the powers of parentheses. So if you are squaring a -2, you need to put parentheses around it. Because if you don't, the calculator is like, oh, you just want me to square the 2 and then chuck the negative on the side of it. Okay, I'll do that. And that's exactly what happens. So there's so many times that you'll be sitting in class and you're like, oh, okay, I just have to plug that in. Put parentheses around your negatives. Okay, that's major. All right. Hey, Robert, how are you? Okay. So now it's going to be a little weird. So some people will be like, oh, okay, I can just do whatever. Why not change your mixed number? Now, this is just an option. There's so many different ways of solving this. Why not change our mixed number to an improper fraction? And then we can do what we did for this example of getting a common denominator so we can finish it off. So this is one way. When you change from a mixed number to an improper fraction, so you're going to multiply the denominator with the whole number, get an answer. Then you're going to take that answer and add to the numerator. So for us to change this, is going to be 5 times -2. That gives me a -10. All right? So with the 5 times -2, it gives me -10. I think we just leave the negative to the side. So 5 times 2 gives me 10 plus 2 will give me 12. Why am I having a brain fart? Because I am a human brain fart. All right. I'm here. So if we change this mixed number to an improper fraction, so we're going to take that 2 times the 5, 5 times the 2, -2. Multiply those together to get -10. The -10 plus 2, that will give me a -8. And I'm not sure if I'm supposed to include the negatives because I'm not used to seeing it with the negatives. So I think it really should just be 5 times 2, which gives me 10, plus 2, that gives me 12, and put it over the denominator, which is 5. That was a long explanation. So put that negative sign to the side. Okay, just like how we did that up here. Okay, that makes sense. Now, plus, we're going to have this -1, the whole number. Anytime you have a whole number, put it over 1. Okay, make it into a fraction. So now we can do what we were doing earlier. we need to have a common denominator. In this case, our common denominator should be 5s. So since this blue one, my negative 12/5, already has a denominator of 5, I don't need to touch that. But I need to change this 1 to a 5. And how I do that, I multiply it by 5. Whatever I do in the denominator, I do in the numerator. So now my numerator is going to be a negative 5. So if you haven't noticed, anytime you have 1, you can basically take whatever number we're looking at, which is 5, and put it over itself. Because 5 divided by 5 will give me 1. 2 divided by 2 will give me 1. 12 divided by 12 will give me 1. Okay? But since there was a negative, we're going to tack on the negative. Now we have common denominator. So we're going to keep the 5. Do not subtract it. Okay? We're looking for a common denominator to put into our answer. Okay? So now we have negative 5 plus a negative 12. That will give me what? Okay. There we go. Oh, nice one. Negative 17. Morty, negative 17. Okay, Chrissy, negative 17. Bella, negative 17. Excellent. Okay. Okay, David, negative 17. User, negative 17. Jess, negative 17. User, make sure you got the negative in front of that. H, King Gangsta, negative 17. Okay, so with the negative 3 2/5. Yep. So now all we have to do is the negative. If we change it to a mixed number, we're pulling the negative out. How many 5s can go into 17? 3 whole 5s. If you want to, you could pull out your 5 over 5 or just divide it, right? Because I know 5 times 3 will give me 15, and it will give me a remainder of 2. So that remainder is going over our divisor of 5. So negative 3 2/5. Let me move it over. So negative 3 2/5. Hey, Danny. Yeah, it does. It's like Milla. Good. Yes. Hey, Fairy Math Tutor. How are you? All right. Good. I got a gun following me. Nice. I was like, I hope you're not the one that was threatening me earlier. So, but if so, you know. All right. So let's try this one. 2 4/5 minus 5/8. Put it up there. Okay, so 2 4/5 minus 5/8. Where did I get the 2 from? Oh. Okay, one moment. So, like, if I do 17 divided by 5, 5 times 3 gives me 15. So now I have to do 17 minus 15. That's where your 2 comes from. Your 2 is your remainder. And the way you express your remainder, you put it over your divisor. Is that okay, David? Okay. All right. Good. Not a problem. Not a problem. I know, sometimes I gotta stop. I had done like a little shortcut and I'm like, oh gosh, hold on. Hold on, Audrey. All right. So now we have our 2 times 4/5. So if we make it into improper, 5 times 2 gives me 10. Plus the 4 will give us our 14. I saw someone had that up there. And you put that 14 over your divisor, which is 5. We bring over our minus 5/8. So now, we don't have the same denominators. So we have 5 and 8. So we need to have a common denominator, which is what? There you go, Chrissy. That's what I saw. And then Morty, that's what I saw. Good. From earlier, age April. Good. Thank you. We got our 40. So we want to have a denominator of 40. And I know there's multiple ways of getting the same answer. I just like to show the ways I know. So, in order for me to change this 5 to a 40, I had to multiply by 8. And I know there's some people that are just like, do that cross multiplying. So that means what was on the denominator over here, you multiply with the numerator over here. And what's originally the denominator over here, you multiply with the numerator over here. Okay, you can do that as well. So now, I know that this is going to be 25, and 3, 112? I think it's 112. Yep. Checking my math a lot lately. There you go. Thank you, Morty. All right. Orinthia? Thank you. Good job. Julie, good. Chrissy, good. Morty, thank you. All right, I see you, Morty. Appreciate you. Okay. So now that we have that common denominator, we can keep it. And all we have to do the subtraction of 112 minus the 25. So that will give us, with the 7, break it over. Oh, I can't do math anymore. I feel like that's all I've been doing all day. 87. Should know that by now. Okay. Thank you, Gavin. Appreciate you. Yep. And we definitely got to change it from improper to a mixed number. Thank you. Thank you, Never. Appreciate you. I need a night off. I need a whole year off. Just need to catch up. And then, of course, my car decides to break down. I can't win. But I'll be all right. I'll be all right. It just motivates me to walk to the gym. I don't mind doing it, actually. It's pretty good. So, just to show how we can break this 87/40ths down, because it's an improper, remember, you can have your 87 divided by your 40s. Like, how many 40s can go into 87? 2 of them. And we're not adding any decimals. I know for a fact you're probably like, are we adding decimals? No. So 87 minus 80 gives me my 7. Let this be your remainder. So that's how you get your 2, your whole number of 2, and 7 40ths. Okay. All right. Okay. Are we tutoring me? Yeah. Yeah, this is not. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, math is difficult for some people. Yeah, well, Morty, today's the anniversary of my dad's death, so I've been pretty effed up all day. So, yeah. You didn't know, so. All right. Yes, we're definitely going to do another one. Okay, sure. Okay, there you go. Yes, that's all right. It's been 9 years, but still. You think you're good until you have to reach out to mom, and then you're not good. But be all right. Be all right. Okay, yes. Let's get one more. All right, so let's try this one. So example 3. So we got 1 2/5 minus -3 3/4. All right, first thing, let's handle this minus the negative. Okay, so I don't know if Big Al is here. Okay, I don't know if Big Al is here, but if anything, okay, yeah, that's okay. So when you minus a negative, we can do what's called keep, change, flip. Okay. So we have our 1 2/5. You're going to change that minus to a plus. And you're going to flip the sign. So instead of a negative, it's going to be a positive. So you can think of it that way. Or when you minus a negative, or when you have a negative times a negative, it changes to a positive. Okay, so there's multiple ways of thinking about it. Either way, we need to change that signage. So now we need to change these mixed numbers to improper fractions. So 5 times 1 gives me 5 plus 2, that gives me 7. So that would be 7/5. Plus 4 times 3, that's 12. 12 and 5, that's 15 over 4. So we need a common denominator. What is the common denominator? Yep. Took fetch. There we go. Thank you, Mia. What we got? 20. There we go. Christian. Addiction to success. 20. Good. Okay. So we definitely need to change these denominators to 20. So, in order for me to do that, you can take this 4 and multiply the numerator for the opposite. Or you can take this 5 and multiply it to the opposite. If you like to say, all right, well, how do I change the 5 to a 20? I need to multiply it by 4. Whatever I do in the denominator, I do in the numerator. I need to change that 4 to 20. That means I need to multiply it by 5. Whatever I do in the denominator, I need to do in the numerator. Okay? Either way that you approach it, there's going to be some multiplication going on. So 4 times 7 gives me 28. Right? And then 15 times 5 gives me 75. That's a 7, believe it or not. All right. Good, KDA. All right, nice. So now we have a common denominator. Okay, now we have a common denominator. So we have to keep that denominator. Please don't add the two 20s together to give you 40. No, we're doing this so we can carry that denominator over. But the signage is going for your numerators. Okay, so when you have your 28, thank you. You have your 28 and your 75, that will give you your 103. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. There you go, Big Al. There you are. Here's your KCF. All right. So now from here, all you have to do is your division. You know there is definitely a hole or a few holes in there because we got 103 over 20. So if you want, you can do, all right, I got 103 divided by 20. You can do with the long division. Because remember, if you're taking the GED or the ASVAB, can't even see, or the ACCUPLACER, most of the time you won't be able to have a calculator. Okay, there might be certain sections they might be able to have on. So how many 20s can go into 103 without going over? It's going to be 5 of them, which gives me 100. Then 103 minus 100 will give me 3. So my answer is going to be a whole number of 5 and 3 20ths. It's always going to be over, it's a remainder over your divisor. I know that there's some states that like to still use the capital R, but when you take these tests, they won't have a capital R. They're going to actually have a fraction. Okay? The capital R is kind of really arithmetic. Okay? So most of the exams, they're going to give it to you as a fraction. So it's always your remainder over your divisor. Okay? There you go. Hey, Machiavelli. Doing all right. Dividing by 0? Yes. Do I prep for like ASVAB? Yes. Yeah, you messaged me. I was asking what you needed, and then it was like there was no message back. Yeah, I remember. I was like, who's messaging me at this time of night? Yeah, we actually had a person who... No worries. No. I was up. If I was like seeing the message. So obviously I was up. Yeah, I can help you with that. So anything April where you can see more problems with the KFC, anytime you are subtracting, okay? You can see it mostly for subtracting polynomials. A lot of teachers usually use the K. Sometimes they like to do KFC. Some people do KCF, or they might say keep change. They'll do that a lot when it comes to subtraction. Okay, it's not for addition, multiplication, or division. It's usually just for subtraction, just to make sure that you're keeping the right signage. Okay. Grade level is this? Ugh. I'm going to say like algebra, definitely algebra 1. But it might be a little bit of pre-algebra 1. Okay. For the Navy? Yeah, sure. Let me know. So again, reach out to me again. And I actually can probably talk. What's tomorrow? Thursday? Yeah, I could talk tomorrow too. We could probably actually meet tomorrow. All right, not a problem. Not a problem. Yeah, we saw one success story last night with this girl. She scored a 92. A 92 on her ASVAB. She's been studying her butt off, and she's been coming to like almost all of the lives. And she scored a 92. I think the highest you can get on ASVAB is a 99. I'm like, girl, you're almost a general. Those scrubbing toilets for you. Right? Hey, JB. Yeah, that was great. She's supposedly getting sworn in, and I asked her to send me a picture, and I have yet to receive it. People. I know, she's probably just straight excited. That's all right. Okay, let's see if we can do another one. Hey, Ann. Yep. Caught me. Well, my light's a little dim. And I think you already know. Today's Dad's anniversary, so we're making it through. We're trying. And everyone here has just been so amazing. Just so amazing. So if you ever need an uplifting person, make sure you guys follow Ann. Ann's awesome. I don't even know how we found each other. No, I do. God. God arranged it. He knew what he was doing. Just like everyone that's here. We're just trying. Thank you, JB, for all that. I appreciate all the gifts. I really do. I'm trying. I've heard that my pain should be my purpose. And since I used to suck at math when I was a kid, I guess that's my purpose. And how to break down math concepts. And, oh, hey, period. Thank you. Appreciate it. And I had one story, and then I'm going to get started. Because I think some of you can probably just jump right into it. So today I had an amazing... I feel like every person I tutor or even think about tutoring has just been amazing, you know, because when people finally say, you know what, I need a tutor, it's usually like around the 11th hour. So I had this one young lady, and I was helping breaking down math concepts, and the mother was just really like very appreciative, like on the verge of tears. And of course I got off the phone crying like a little pansy. And she was just like, my daughter hasn't had anyone to be so patient. And not to pat myself on the back, but it was just like, it just felt good to get out of my own head for a second and to see this young lady take off. And, you know, we were doing basic math, like basic math. And just the fact that I'm asking more deeper questions and made her think a little bit. And the mother was just so grateful. Like, oh my gosh, this is great. I don't know. Sometimes I think about those moments and I'm like, all right, maybe life isn't that bad. It's not that bad. All right. Hey, Van, how are you? All right. Nice. Look at you guys. Thank you. All right. Oh, really? Cool. Nice. Well, it's definitely something that needs to be done. I don't know. So here we go. 8 times -1. Okay, we know the negative is going to be off to the side. So it's really 8 times 1. That gives me 8. 8 plus 7, that gives us 15. So we have 15 over 8 plus, have our negative. Now we're going to do it again. So 3 times 2, that gives me 6, plus 1, that gives me 7, over 2. All right, awesome. So now we need a common denominator. What should it be? What is that common denominator? Big Al's telling me 8. Do we agree? Okay, Period's also saying 8. All right, Machiavelli, thank you so much for stopping in. I appreciate you. Dicted saying 8. Oh, that's a new name. You're gonna have to help me with that one. Bridget's saying 8. Lux, Ma, how you doing? 8. Ocean, 8. Wendy, 8. Yes, 8. JB. 8. Machiavelli. Thank you. All right. So, we don't have to use 16. We could use 16. I love all the 16s out there. We could use 16. Okay, you're learning for the ASVAB? Awesome. Definitely reach out. We could use 16 by multiplication, but if we think about it, let me see if I can grab a little sheet of paper. If we think about our multiples, so if I think about my 2's times table, we got 2, got 4, 6, 8, okay, 10, we can stop right there. With the 8 times table, we have 8, we have 16. But what is the least common multiple? The least is going to be 8, okay? We could use 16, but they both have 8 in common. So now instead of me dealing with both of the fractions, all I really need to do is deal with just one. So I need to change this 2 to an 8, so I got to multiply by 4. Whatever I do in the denominator, I'm going to do in the numerator. So now here, this negative 15/8 just comes on down. But now, this denominator is going to be an 8, but my numerator, that's going to be a negative 28. All right. Yes. So now we can add. There you go, Houston. I see you. Welcome back. All right. There you go, Deja. Good. So don't forget, we're just going to carry over that negative because it was a negative 7. So now we're going to keep that denominator of the 8. We're not combining them. But then, here's my numerators. They're both negative. So since they're both negative, and we're adding, we're not changing any signs, my answer is going to be negative still. Okay? So now we're going to have to add 15 and 28. So that gives me 43. So we got a negative 43 over 8. Good. Yep. There we go. Good, Period. Good, Lexi. JB, nice. Period. I see you for the next part. Good. All right. Zamia, good. There we go. So now here we go. Some people can see it right here and say, okay, how many 8s can go into 43 without going over? And they're thinking, oh, okay, 5. But let me show you, because some people need to see it. So I have 43 and I have 8. I know my answer is going to be negative, because a negative divided by a positive is going to be negative. Okay? So how many 8s can go into 43? 5 of those, which gives me 40. And if I subtract 43 minus 40, that gives me a remainder of 3. So I have 5 whole and 3 8s. Okay. Yes, I did respond. I think I responded to you, NDN. I think I did the other night or today, early this morning. Yes. Unfortunately, the Big A or Books By do not do bundles. Yeah. Since they are print on demand. Okay. All right. Okay, Matthew. Nice. All right. Thank you so much for. Okay. Okay. All right. So break it on down. All right. So I know some people can do it like, oh, okay, well, what happens if you get two mixed numbers and they are exactly the same? So let me show you. So I'll even switch the colors up a little bit. So like if you have 2 1/3 plus, let's say, yeah, we can do this, -1 2/3. Sorry for the clicking. Okay. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, I don't really have to change this into a mixed number. I can just basically do 2 minus 1. And then I could just do like the 1/3 minus the 2/3, which will give me -1/3. All right, so let's see. Because basically you'll get that. So if you can't see it, go ahead and mix it or unmix it. So we have 3 times 2 gives me 6 plus 1 gives me 7. So that's 7/3. Okay. Plus we're bringing this negative. So 3 times 1, that's 3, plus 2, that gives me 5/3. So now you got your 7 plus a -5. The signs are opposite, so you're really subtracting. Because look at my denominators. They're exactly the same. Woohoo! Don't have to do that multiplying. All I have to do is just carry over the 3. Do not add the 3's. Okay? Don't do anything with the denominators when there are common denominators. Just bring that commonality to, I think it's a word. Here we go over. So now 7 plus -5, that's the same as saying 7 minus 5, which gives me 2. So here we are, 2/3. Some like to do it vertically and stack it up and then, okay, let me just put the 2 and the -1 off to the side. And look, we ain't have time. Like, we don't have time. So I just say, look, just change it from a mixed number to an improper fraction, have a common denominator, and then do your little division to see if it can reduce. There it is. Stay, it's almost like you want to go away for college, but you're only 15 minutes away, right? You can have your independence, but at the same time. Can I explain it again? Sure. All right. Everything? Yeah, you're going to have to watch the recording. So when I break it all down, okay, if anything, go here. All right. Type in this, or you can type in my name. Let me unzoom just a hair or a lot. And you can get all of my recordings of all my lives from like February 2nd. There was also some other stuff on there prior to that. but I actually have a playlist that says TikTok Lives. Okay, so you can go there, look through your heart's content. All right, not a problem. Hopefully it didn't come off rude, but it's just a matter of like, you want everything? Yeah, no. All right, so if anything, while you're here, you can subscribe, see if you can like some stuff, comment, share. There are some shorts on there, so if you just need like a little tidbit of something, there are some stuff on there. I have to do some more shorts, to be honest with you. And then, of course, my live schedule and everything like that. Now, for the last part, I'll be your teacher on the side. Ooh, make me into a side chick. I'm the main event, baby. So if you like the design of my book that I have here, I actually created this bad boy. This is what one of those guys, I think it's NDN, was talking about. So this is my math, I call it the Ultimate Math Notebook. Not only does it have like 100 pages of sections where you can put your formulas and your steps, but it also has your reference pages in the very back. So if you're not that strong with factors and you need to know, I got a factor sheet from 1 to 200. Also, I got the reference sheet. I added in, so this is new for my newer book, the squares and the square roots, as well as the cubes and the cube roots, going all the way up to 15. Then we have our inequalities, interval notation. That's going to be coming up shortly for some people. Rules of integers. And I think, let's try it again. I think, I don't know where that accent came from. I think tomorrow I'm going to be doing solving absolute values, because like some courses are actually getting into absolute values already. Like school just started. And are some courses that are doing factoring. So I might be doing a little bit of dabble of like greatest common factor and try to break down binomials and trinomials, and looking a little bit at the quadratic formulas as well. So a lot of these things will be addressed, as well as order of operations, properties of exponents, has a lot of things, place values, decimal and fraction operation, also how to break down those percents, decimals, arithmetic, geometric sequences. We're doing a little bit of measure essential tendency, also the distance, speed, and time. You always want to cover up what you're looking for. If you're looking for speed, cover up the S, then you got your distance and time. If you're looking for time, cover up the T, then you got your distance divided by speed, as well as your measure of variation. How to look at some of the examples of systems of inequalities, systems of equations. So it's like all those little formats, those little formulas that you use so often. Volume and surface area is also in here, Pythagorean theorem, and also a little bit of trig with the SOHCAHTOA. So this is for pre-algebra to algebra 1, so I have the conversion. And there is another one that I did with algebra 2 and pre-calculus. So that will have like the unit circle on there. And some of the other advanced courses and everything else. So if you are interested in purchasing one, I know school year is coming up, you can go here. It'll take about a week for it to arrive. That's my personal bookstore. So we have our notes, Audrey's notes, which I'm talking about, and I'm still getting my mind together with the workbooks. So we don't have to have any more in-person sessions. You can actually just work on yourselves. But I also have self-paced courses, and you can get all that. And if you want any tutoring, I know a lot of you guys are thinking about ASVAB and ACCUPLACER and TEAS test, and you just need some of the basic stuff covered. Yeah, just reach out. We'll see if we can get ourselves a tutoring session, or it might even be a small group of you guys if you're taking college algebra and a group of your people that's in your class and you need some assistance. I definitely have a discounted rate for my groups. All right. Yep. Nice. Thank you. You're down? All right. So here's my thing. If you're interested in these things, don't just say, hey, me too. Reach out, DM me. Okay, you can find my picture, click on the picture, and then you should be able to, if you go to the service, I think it's at the very bottom of your screen, there's something called service. Fill in that information, okay, because that information is going to come to me, or you can text me through that or something. Email or text message, one of the two, and message me, okay? And when I return your message me back or follow the directive that I give you. So I'm going to say, hey, here's my business number. Don't just call my business number talking about hi and hanging up, as this one person keeps doing. I'm trying to run a business here, okay? I know you're infatuated with my knuckles. Ooh, I know it's so seductive, but it's a freaking knuckle. Let it go. All right. So for the most part, if you do, okay, what's the answer? Please. Yes, I will answer you. Okay. Your website now. What is considered Algebra 2? So Algebra 2, you're getting more of like your factoring. You're getting more of the data analysis. You're getting more some trig. You're getting into definition of a circle. Really looking at sine, cosine, and tangent more than just SOHCAHTOA. So we're looking at how to graph a sine wave, how to graph a cosine wave, how it transforms. So that's going to be mostly the Algebra 2. Yes. Yep. If you don't just send me a message saying hi, I'm going to erase it. I'm just going to I'm going to tell you right now. There's so many people that'll just send me a message, say hi. Okay, what do you need? Like, you have to be specific what exactly you need. If not, I'm erasing it. Okay? I love you dearly, but that's what I have to do. That's a lot. That's a lot? What's a lot? I know. Strange. You're going to the union? And you need a prep? Do you have that? Which union? Are you doing the IBEW? VV312? Not a problem. I know, right? Do you get a lot of people doing tutoring with you too? Yes. It's starting to really pick back up. Like over the summer, I got a couple people here and there. And now I'm getting people that I talked to last month that they're finally saying, you know what? I tried to do it by myself. Now I need tutoring. So that's how it's been. I don't want to say most of the morning. I had like 4 phone calls this morning. So, yeah. Algebra 2 is a lot, but I love Algebra 2. I don't know why. It's weird. Send me everything now, and when I get my financial aid. Yeah, I don't do that. Yeah, I don't wait for my money. Because here's the thing. My mortgage doesn't wait. My mortgage doesn't wait. My bills don't wait, no matter how much I try. It's all once I get the money, even shame. I know. Well, my whole thing with the CLAP, it's a lot with the T's. Especially the algebra components, it's basically the same stuff. They change, what they do is they just change to say like the word problems. Instead of saying, like say ASVAB will be a soldier or a sergeant told how many privates to do this many push-ups in this much time and blah, blah, blah. Instead of doing that, they just change it to saying, well, in the hospital, the doctor told this many nurses to do blah, 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 blah. That's what it is. The math is still mathing. The math is still the same. You just slap a different name onto it. It's basically the same concepts. You're still waiting on the book? When did you order the book? True. Okay. True. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Yes. Yep. A week ago? Okay, so it should be coming. It might be arriving tomorrow as we speak about it, because that's the way my life is all set up. All right. You want to read a book? Okay, good. All right, so that's for tomorrow. We're going to be going into the absolute values. I'm going to do a little bit of solving of that. So, yep, we did our refresher. We got a couple of our problems. That is it. So, thank you so much, everyone, for your time, your attention. I appreciate it. Again, if you need assistance, ASVAB, GED, any high school equivalent. Like, I will say GED, and some people will be like, what's that? And they'll mention something else. I'm like, oh, it's the same thing. It's the high school equivalent. Any kind of high school equivalent. If you're taking college algebra, if you're taking a couple classes at a local community college and you need to take a test so you can score high on that, that's the ACCUPLACER. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, ACCUPLACER. If you need assistance with the math, okay, it's not calculus, I got you. All right, so definitely reach out, okay? You're doing paraprofessional? Okay, so you definitely need like the first one. All right, not a problem. Okay, so definitely reach out. Tell me what you need. Okay, yes, ASVAB, please, definitely. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not cheap. At least I'm going to tell you that up front. I'm not cheap, but I do have a special for my TikTok people. Okay, I definitely have a special for my TikTok people. So make sure you are following me because I will double check. So make sure you're following me. If you want to subscribe, right now my subscription is free. So let's go. All right. Okay, with the word problems, definitely. Now, for those that are doing ASVAT, please, if you need a book that's going to be directly connected to the actual test, get this book. Ready? You have to invest in, if you want to get something good out of life, you got to invest in it. You need to get ASVAT for Dummies. If you're thinking about going into the military and you want the book, get ASVAT for Dummies. I know I hate the name of it myself because you're not a dummy. But the way that the test is structured, because I'm looking through it, the way that the test is structured, the way that they show it through easy, medium, and hard, that's how that test is going to be structured. They're going to start off slow and they're going to start progressing as you move on. The higher you go, the better the grade. So once you start seeing things like factoring, once you start seeing things dealing with the equation of the lines, the slope of the lines, if they're parallel or perpendicular, that means you're in those 40s. Then if you start seeing more things that's a little more advanced, like trig, SOHCAHTOA, the Pythagorean theorem, you're getting higher. Okay? You're in the 60s. If they start talking about volume and they're doing what's called composite figures, that means you're taking the volume of like 2 or more figures at one time. You're talking like late 70s. Okay, so you're like in the 60s and 70s range. And the higher you go, the better the job opportunities that you're going to get. Okay, so that's how it's been looking like. Okay, you have the books? Good. You like how it is? Awesome. Yup, that's it. Algebra, okay. Pythagorean, yeah. VV312, yeah, I can help you. Just reach out. Adaptive in what way, Robert? Okay, I have lots of problems. The word problems, yep. So they use the word problems to basically flush people out. It's not nice, but they use the word They use the word problems to flush people out. Because if you don't really understand certain concepts, they gotta flood you out. So, like, if reading is not your strong suit, it's going to show up in the math because most of the problems are word problems, especially for the ASVAB. There's none of the naked math that I have here. Like all this stuff that's very straightforward. They'll give you, that's why I teach it to you so you can see the idea of it. They will give you like word problems, something like this. When we were talking about the supplementary, and you have to like figure out, okay, what does supplementary mean? If you don't know that word, you wouldn't be able to set up this whole equation. So, yeah. Yep. And difficulties based on your answers. Yes. Yes, Robert. Yeah, I'm thinking something completely different. Okay. That's where you have problems. Okay. Yep. Yeah, ever since the pandemic, they've changed a lot of things. And especially if you're trying to go Air Force, Army got a little bit tightened up. Just a tad. Just a tad. But that's what they're trying to do. Okay. Yep, Air Force. All right. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of people want to go into the Air Force. So, I don't know. All right. Yeah, so definitely. So if anything, reach out to me. You're trying to be an electrician, engineer? Okay. So, how to subscribe? There should be, I think it costs 1 coin. I think it's that heart. It's like an orange heart. And I think when you do that in the military, yes, that'd be good. Yeah, I have someone else that not electrician. What does he want to be? What is he? Cybersecurity. So there's one gentleman. He got like a 71 for his first time. And when I said we met like 5, maybe 6 times. And but he worked because I also have my courses, and he took my course while, asking me questions. And for me, I tried to basically tell him a couple things to cut the time period off. So, yes. Okay. Yep. So, definitely reach out so we can figure all this out. It might have to happen. It might be during the day. I'm available 7 days a week. As you can see, I'm here. I tried to come here. Try to clear up. But I know once September hits, like my Canadian kids are starting to come back. I already got 4 of them back this week. Now I'm getting more kids in Puerto Rico. I don't know what's going on. It's starting to get popular in Puerto Rico. Never been. No one in Puerto Rico. But I don't know. Just you do well with one person, all of a sudden it's like, phew. And then Texas is starting to come around the close third. It was Florida, but a lot of my kiddos graduated. But grab me as soon as you can. All right. I know, going international, right? Okay. Yeah, everyone is trying to go back to school. A potential client, I know. They're out there too. Yeah. Food. Might get flown out. Oh, I know. That'll be nice. As long as I have internet. Hey, if I have internet, I can go anywhere. That's why I chose this profession of having, being an online math tutor, because one, I like to help people. Two, I'm really discovering that a lot of people, especially the pandemic, a lot of our pandemic babies are either in the 8th grade now or they're freshmen in high school. And trust me, the struggle is real. So if they were in the 2nd grade, yeah, the struggle is real. Real bad. Yeah. So it's hard. So if anything, definitely send me a message. If the worst case scenario, just send me a message. Go to my profile and send me a message. I always look on that section where we're not friends yet, but I can easily get your message. Just tell me what test you're thinking about doing, roughly when you're thinking about doing it. Now let's be realistic. If you haven't been in school since high school, and high school was many, many moons ago, give yourself grace to remember some of these things. Give yourself grace to relearn. Okay, don't just sign up for, I know a lot of you guys probably signed up for a community college algebra class for Monday that starts on Monday, and it's an 8-week class because you're like, yeah, I can get this all done in 8 weeks. You're going to be stressed the hell out by like day 3. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you, because there's going to be stuff you haven't seen before. You're going to have a professor that's going to probably say, I know you've seen this before, because the class are probably a lot of kids that just are young men and young women that just graduated from high school, and you haven't seen this stuff since you were a fetus. So it's like, don't stress, don't strain. You know somebody that can break this stuff down. And if I can break it down with the success that I'm getting, I'm not going to like toot my own horn, like say I'm the shiznit, but I'm pretty up there. And I can do it in a short amount of time. But, my middle name is not Jesus or Mary or Lord. Okay? Nope. No comparison. None. Okay? I just tried to do the best that we got at the amount of time that we have. But give yourself grace, please. Okay? You're a college dropout? Hey, that's not a problem. Hey, and you know what the best part is? Or I don't know if it's funny or great, but a lot of our 1% million and billionaires are all high school and college dropouts. Let that stow in your head a little bit, okay? Yeah, you just already going. You're already ahead. You're already a step ahead. Okay, you got it. And if you want this, you can get it. You want it. You want to go after it. Go get it. Okay, don't let anyone stop you. If I can help you on your trail to get you started, to get through that hump, and to break through this thing called the math barrier, so be it. Let's go. Let's ride and die, dude. Let's go. All right. Cool. Not a problem. Yeah, we got this. We got this. Don't let anybody hold you back. Trust me, I had family members, I had friends, so-called friends, sit there and tell you that you can't. But I just make that be my fuel. So when I'm up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, try to figure out ways to make my notebooks better, to make my lives better. I mean, trust me, I probably can do so many other things, but, a lot of you guys don't like it. But my whole thing is, if whatever makes it easier, and you're trying for the border security, okay. I'm like, trust me. Yep, anything helps. I'm telling you, exactly. Yep, reinforce your pandemic, baby. And it's hard. And I know there's a lot of parents and I'm going to be real, there's a lot of parents that pulled their kids out of school since the pandemic because you wanted to protect your child. But then you realize, oh, shnikes, I'm not a teacher, so I don't know what my child needs. But then you don't want to go crawling back to the school that you just pulled them out of. So you try your best to homeschool. Because nowadays, there's a different breed of homeschool parents out there. The completely different breed. Like, people that are having like their schedules and all that stuff. And it's hard to be a single parent and a homeschool parent at the same time. I don't know how y'all do it. And it just seems like I don't want you to feel that you did the wrong thing. You wanted to protect your child. No one knew what this whole pandemic, COVID-19 and all this stuff was happening. But the one thing that COVID did do, it opened up Pandora's box where a lot of people finally saw that, oh my God, my child doesn't know how to multiply. Or my child, wait, how are you getting 15 from 7 times 2? What? And just little things that they're hearing their teachers talk about and you're thinking your child knows, and it just opened up this huge thing. And it scares a lot of people. So a lot of people say, well, you know what? If they're going to treat my kid like trash, I can do so much better. But they're only faced with some teachers that just didn't know what to do. And there's a lot of good teachers out there that's busting their butt, and they're probably doing lesson plans out the wazoo as we're sitting here talking. And they're trying to get things ready for the school system. And then as soon as they get their lesson plans ready, they start school, and all of a sudden the district says, oh, we're not using that curriculum anymore. We're going to use this one because it's cheaper. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Private school in Mexico. Oh, nice. Nope, we don't. And that's not the main reason why I left. I just got tired of all the foolishness. Yeah, there's so many scams out there. But my thing is, if we don't put ourselves out there as tutors, no one's going to know that we exist. And again, that was another discussion I had with another parent. She's like, I don't know where to find tutors. And we as tutors, we're like, dude, there's tons of tutors everywhere. But some people don't put their advertisements out there. They just constantly just stay on Facebook. They don't have Google Business. They don't have TikTok. They don't post. They don't do videos. They don't go live. So people have no idea where to find them. So there you go. All right. Yeah, there's tons. You fully agree? I know. Oh, okay, good. And you saw it? Awesome. Yeah, because that's the one thing that I like to do, especially for those that are taking, like, say, college algebra or intermediate algebra classes that haven't been in school for a while. For them to muster up the courage to ask for assistance is hard, especially when you look at your professor and your professor is like either your age or younger. And you're like, yeah. Like pride just really gets in the way sometimes. Or you go to the student union center and then you ask for assistance, like, oh, I need a tutor. And then you show them the work that you need help with. And they're like, what? Why do you need help with this? This is easy. Oh, God, you don't understand this? And it's just like, dude, I came here to ask for help. And you have no idea how much courage it took me to get to come to see you. And then right away, you're going to push me down because of what? And that just drives me nuts. I know. And it's just like, I just want the little assistance. Like, I don't need your 2 cents. Just help me break this down. Keep your little commentary to yourself. And life will be good. Thanks. No problem. I know it's hard. So that's why, like, I'm like, when people are just like, I don't know this, and I'm like, that's okay. That's why you asked for help. So let's break it down. And then let's take it step by step. Okay, let's talk in a way that you understand it. And I think that's what kind of kept me afloat when I was in the classroom. Like, I tried to get to know my students. I don't need to be your best friend. I see what you do to your best friends. I don't even understand it. But I will respect you. I will respect your time. I will respect your energy. And that's why I say, like, if you guys need the assistance, make sure you contact me. It's a simple direction. Just contact me. Figure out a way. Because I hate to say it because TikTok might ding me, I have my website. If you click on the website and you fill in the contact form, there you go. That's one awesome way of doing it. If you want to just send me a message, DM me, go ahead and DM me. Whichever that works for you. Okay? Yes. Yep, someone you need to understand you. Exactly. Like, it's been a long time. And sometimes in the community colleges especially, it's hard because you need someone that is patient. You need someone that is not going to be distracted with 30 other people. And I'm going to be truthful. That's why it costs more. Because now you got someone that's one-to-one. Now, if there's someone else that's doing, I don't know, ASVAB, for instance, or maybe even college algebra, and you're all in a class, and you have like a group, why don't we have a study group? Just have a study group for the college algebra. Pay me a small amount, less than what you would pay for one-to-one, and still be able to get your questions answered. The most that I do for small groups is 5 people. I don't want to do more than 5 people. So if I got to split you guys up into 2 different groups, that's what we'll do. Because I believe that people need attention. That's the reason why you're doing tutoring, is so you can get some attention. So it doesn't make sense to have a tutoring session and there's like 30 to 40 people in there. You're right back to square one. And you have less money in your pockets because some of these people are asking crazy amounts of money. Like for SAT prep, like $125, or some people, I saw one person ask for $200 an hour. Sweet baby Jesus. Nah. Oh, really? Like one-to-one. I know. It's sad. It is sad. I know. Yeah, I'm not there. I could be there, but I choose not to. Am I worth that? Yeah, I definitely know I'm worth $200. Yep. Yeah. Oh, you paid for a session and the guy filmed it. Reminds me of Coco and Fame. Like, that's just weird. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know. And it's just, people just get so greedy with money. Like, you want to get paid your value. Like for me, for my costs, normally it's $87. Okay, normally it's $87. For my TikTok, it's a lot cheaper. I'm just going to give you that. But my groups is cheaper too. But for me, it's the value. You're not paying for an hour. You're paying for the value. So if I've done a topic and I notice that my kid is like, oh my God, I totally get it. And then I'm like, all right, let's do some of this extra stuff. And I did a little bit and I'm building you up and everything is done. And if we're done in 50 minutes, we're done in 50 minutes. If I get it done in an hour, we get it done in an hour. I try not to say, oh yeah, we're only here for 20 minutes. Like, no. Okay, no, we will find something to do. But you're getting the value and you're investing in the value, not so much the time. Because I could just literally sit there, stare at your kid for an hour. That's stupid, right? Like, I'm not doing that. Yep. If you're actually learning something, yep. Okay. Definitely. More than, hey. And that's exactly right. If you feel like you're getting value, and again, if you Google my name or even ACG Math Tutoring, there's reviews on there. That's where all my reviews are. So you can do your search on there. Right now, I think it's about 80. But I try my best to show that I care. Okay, I really do care. Like, there's a young lady that took the Regents test on Tuesday. I messaged her. I haven't checked my emails yet. But I do care. I want you to advance. I want you to excel. I want you to get the most out of this world, because, guys, unless you believe that we're going to come back as a cricket, like, this is life right here, right now. And if this is not the life that you really want to live, only you can make the changes. And I say this to you to hear myself say it to myself. That if you want the life that you want, you got to go after it. Forget what our government's doing. Forget what everyone's mixing religion with this and that. And like, look, I don't know how everyone else believes. I totally believe in Lord Savior. That's what I do. He keeps me alive for what reason, I have no idea, but I got to go with the ride. But my thing is, I left the classroom because I got tired of the foolishness. And now I'm able to help kids throughout the U.S. I had one student in Nairobi, Kenya. I had another student in Cairo, Egypt. Then I'm in Alaska. Now I'm in Puerto Rico, Texas, California, Washington State, Ohio, New York, Vermont, Maryland, obviously, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, both the Carolinas. I think I said Florida. If I didn't, Florida. You know, I'm slowly but surely hitting on both sides of the coast. And I'm happy with that. I'm completely content with that. So I'm just going after and trying to teach and try to build up people's, build up their courage. Let the world see your greatness. Stop being selfish. Let the world see your greatness. Welcome to my life. Awesome. Florida girl here. Yay. Yes. And that's it. And by you making that decision of wanting to do something and you're actually putting action to it, dude, I'm proud of you. So definitely reach out. We'll figure out our schedule and we'll just get started ASAP. And we'll actually probably just use a lot from that ASVAB for Dummies book. And just because I think the problem, and this is what's holding me back, you guys are kind of helping me think this out, with the workbook that I want to design, is people just don't know what the answer key is saying. You ever get all the notebooks and then they're like, oh, well, there's an answer key in the back of the book. Some people used to call it Bob back in the day, back of book. And you would look at the answer key and you're like, what the hell is it saying? Like, what are you talking about? Like, and you're like flipping through it and you're like, okay, the answer is D. And I got like a page and a half of an explanation. And I'm like, yeah, great. Answer is D. I have no idea why. And then like you sit there and you're like, what is this? Like, where am I going with this? But you want to finish this last thing to graduate? Okay, definitely. I'm telling you, like, that's what it is. And it's just like, I'm thinking of a way to make it easier for people to actually say, this is the workbook, or this is the workbook series. I haven't decided yet. that I need that's going to help me. And if I do need Audrey to explain X, Y, and Z, I can either go to her TikToks, I can either go to her YT channel, or I can hire her as a tutor for like maybe 2 to 3 sessions. Boom. That's the goal. Like right now, I have a lot of friends. I love them to death and they want the best in me. They're like, Audrey, you should do email marketing. You should do it. I'm like, dude, I do not have the mental capacity right now because there's too much on my plate and I'm completely overwhelmed with life and still trying to build a business, keep this house going. And it just there's too much. There's too many ups. There's too many downs. I mean, I didn't lose another student today, but with another student's in the hospital, former student, a classroom student. So he's older, like in his 30s. And I'm just like, dude, I can't lose another student. I'll be damned if I lose another freaking student to some stupid ass gun violence or stupid ass like decisions, like doing just stupid stuff. If you're that bored, figure something else out. Do something creative, stop being self-destructive. So, yes, and agreeing with me? Yeah, so it's kind of like something that can be tangible and just keep it not so complicated. I'm all about simplification. I love to keep things nice and simple. And I think nowadays they do way too much in math just to confuse people, to make them feel dumb, and for them to spend all this money on classes just for them to drop out halfway. No. And if you're thinking about starting the class, guess what? If you hire me as your tutor, you're not allowed to drop out. Don't make me get in my car or catch a flight to straighten you out. You're not allowed to quit. Okay, you're going to ride it to the very freaking end. All right? That's just me. Maybe it's the basketball person in me. Sorry to be felt so threatening, but sorry, not sorry. Especially if you're about to go into the military. Yeah. You're stuck with me. And I'm going to be like, so how was this? Well, I went to a party. Do you want this? Do you want this? Like, if you want a foot in your back, I will be the foot in your back. Okay? I know. I feel bad for the next guy that dates me. He has no idea. Yeah, a lot of people do need that push, right? A lot of people need that push. That's what it is. Everyone wants to be comfortable and not work to get comfortable. That doesn't make any freaking sense. Like, what happened? Did Steve Jobs really did this to our society with the Apple? And then, you have a computer and your phone and you can do this and you can do that. So now you don't have to do this anymore. Well, sometimes you need to get up and make a mistake and learn from the mistake and then get up, dust yourself off. Did it kill you? No? Awesome. So get up, dust yourself off, and keep moving. What did you learn from this? All right, awesome. Move forward. Okay? Yes, it's okay. Yeah, I'm here, Janice. Sitting here rambling on now, But it's true. Like, you missed everything. That's okay. Don't worry. We got the video. But for the most time, we are so programmed to be perfect. We're not. It's okay. We're not computers. The whole thing, feeling guilty by taking a day off. Exhibit A, me. And I do. I feel guilty because I know there's people that's relying on me. Even though they may not, put their names in the chat. But heck, right now, there's 66 people in this live right now. 66. And they're probably like, well, I wonder what this is about. So I normally do math for people that just came in here. And I break down math concepts. And I know a lot of you guys are probably like, huh, that's kind of neat. Yeah, this was like today's. If anything, Janice, let me unzoom a little bit so you can, if you want to take a snapshot of it, you can. Let me know when you're done and I'll take you to the other side. Hey, Amber. The quiet in classes, yes. Sometimes you just gotta like not say anything. Like I was one of those teachers that I could ream you out. And some days I did. But as soon as I ream you out, I like to break the students down because sometimes you got to break them to build them up. So I would break them down and then I'll say, all right, it's time for come to Jesus. Like right now, I'm not Miss Codner, your math teacher. I'm Audrey Codner, another human being. Trust me, when you graduate out of here, no one's not going to give a rat's ass about what you do with your life. You're going to come back. Right? You're going to come back and guess what? We're going to ask you, hey, how you doing? Do you need this page, Janice? Okay. All of a sudden, we're going to see you on the street. That's why nowadays I can't go shopping. When I was in the classroom, I couldn't go shopping anywhere near here, near my house. Please. I had to go to another freaking county because I will always see Miss Codner. Oh my God, you go shopping? No, I just eat air. Of course I go freaking shopping. So you see, oh yeah, I come to school butt naked. That's what I do. No, I do go shopping. I am a human being. But I'm going to say each and every time, I can't speak for every teacher in this building. But me, I care about where you go. I care about what you do. I will be your biggest cheerleader. I will be the foot in your ass each and every time. And I still to this day, I see a lot of them on Facebook. I see some of them doing great things. I see some of them being mothers and fathers. Some of them I'm just like, dude, read a freaking book. How many freaking kids do you need? Are you like, you're pregnant again? Didn't you just have the baby? Good Lord, girl, breathe. But some of them, they're doing amazing things. This one guy, he was such a jokester in the classroom, but he's selling real estate and he's freaking killing it. I remember when he first started. He is now married to his high school sweetheart. Hell, I remember when they started dating. He was scared as shit to even just ask her to prom. I remember all of that. He didn't think I remembered all that. Now he's got a baby girl that's almost 2, I think. And it's just like he's living life. And you know what he's doing? He's going to his high school friends and he's building them up too. And now they are building up their real estate together. I mean, like, when I think about this stuff, I do get teary. I do. And then this one kid that no teacher liked, but I liked him and I liked his mom. And I saw who he was. He wasn't a punk. He wasn't this gangster that he wanted to be. He was a legit smart kid. And he got an A. It was probably his first A in math ever in my classroom. And I will never forget, I got an observation, an African-American kid, all right? Well, for me, I was out of school. I was basically the only black female teacher there. And I remember I was being observed, and the principal was like, who is this kid that was volunteering and all? Who is that kid? And I mentioned the kid's name, and she was like, wait, the one whose pants is always sagging? I'm like, yeah. The one that everyone like hates? I'm like, yeah. He does. I'm like, yeah, he does work in my classroom. He did some time. I went to visit him a couple of times. I hated that, but he appreciated that. His mom appreciated that. And when he got out, got his stuff together, was working in a restaurant, and he actually wants to have his own restaurant. The fuck, man? And it's just, you can do it. You can do it. That's the type of person I am. And sometimes I'm like, I don't know how to wrap that up in a nice little bow and put it on social media. Because sometimes I feel like that's the stuff that you don't need to know. I don't know why I felt compelled to share, but I did. I love my kids. I love my kids. Every person that I teach, every person that I tutor, I give you all of me. Sometimes to the point where there's nothing left. That's why I teach. So, for someone to say that, oh, this other person's doing the same paper, awesome. But here's my thing. They're not me, and I'm not them. So, I'm going to wrap up, because I need to get myself together. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Big Al. So, I'll be here tomorrow. Hopefully a little extra pep to my set. Because I don't have any clients tomorrow. That's weird. But I have 1 or 2 on Friday. But I will be here. I might come on at 1 o'clock. God willing. If you guys want to come back. But I'll definitely be here at 9:30. I might be coming on a little bit earlier. Since I don't have any kids, I don't want to just sit around. So I might come on at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Sorry for the whole fluctuation of everything, but, sometimes I'll stay late if I have to. Not because I want to, because I have to. But I'm going to try to get some rest. Yeah. See, it's easier said than done. I'm one of those people, like if you ever read the book Animal Farm, if you kind of remember that back in the day, I'm Boxer. And if you just want to look it up as a internet search, just say, what does Boxer do on Animal Farm? Because I am a true boxer. Like, I am Boxer. See, I read. I read books. But, yeah. So, seriously, if you want to even get started tomorrow, like I said, I don't have anybody tomorrow. So, reach out to me. I'm going to give myself a moment, and then I'm going to check my messages before I lost the... Yep. Animal Farm is a classic. I need you rested to help you. I mean, I can help you with one eye open, especially with some of the stuff that you guys bring on, which is fun. I like to challenge, except for calculus. Can't do that. That's Robert. All right. Okay, everyone. I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you so much. 46.6K. Oh, my gosh. And there's 62 of you guys still here. Almost to 50. Okay, so you guys want to do a mad tap? I mean, there's 62 of you. We should be able to get to 50. And then I'll wrap this up. I think I talked about everything that needs to be discussed. And I already have an idea of what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, which is helpful. And, yeah, and if you even know of any kiddos, anybody that's doing homeschool, parents, like homeschool parents that needs assistance with their kids, like they're starting to get into math, that you have some idea, but you need some clarification, I can tutor you and you can teach your kid. Everything about that. And for those that are going back to school, just take it one day at a time. Trust me, your teachers are not ready. You're not ready. So we're all just slowly getting into it, together. So just be patient. And if parents of, say, special needs children, please Make sure you reach out to their teachers. Make sure you reach out to the special ed department head. Make sure they're talking about their IEP, because different teachers, sometimes they get the IEPs, sometimes they read them, sometimes they don't. Just make sure that you are a voice or you are a message away. Make yourself known, please. Because it'll be like a good relationship between the two of you guys, and make sure that that person is doing right for your child. Okay? I would appreciate that. All right. Anybody have any questions before I skedaddle? We're almost at 50K. Yay, we're there. Woo woo. All right. Am I currently reading anything interesting? Well, right now I'm reading Built to Serve by Evan Carmichael. It's really get down to your business. Like, why are you doing something? And he's the one that put that thought in my head, like, my pain is my purpose. Because you ever ask yourself, like, what is my purpose? Like, why am I here? And, like, how can I put it all together? It's actually pretty good. Like, I love that I could just read small chunks of it and then just savor it. So this is definitely what I'm reading. If I'm not doing that, we're doing this, baby. Me and Lord. It's always one moment away. That's where we're at. So, always giving it up to God as much as I can. Because trust me, I couldn't do any of this stuff. Going through divorce, going through bills, going through chaos, just being able to calm myself down in moments of like, I don't know how this is going to work. And then, things just happen. And I come across people like yourselves. Better than jail. Yep. Amber, we're all one step away from jail. We are all one decision away from jail. We are all one decision. Because you be in your car like, if I could just run you over. Yep, jail. We would have been in jail a long time ago if we went through with all of our thoughts. Yep, definitely. Throw away the key. All right, so thank you guys. I will be here tomorrow night, probably at 8 p.m., but I will try to put an announcement up there. And again, if you need assistance, hopefully the people that I was chit-chatting with, I'll see you in my DM somewhere. And I'll be able to give you a response tonight, and we'll just figure out a date and a time and get ourselves started. Okay? Alrighty. But thank you so much, everyone. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. Okay? Maybe tomorrow afternoon, depending on how things go. If it's not raining too hard, I can just walk to the gym. Alrighty? Okay. Have a good night, guys. Bye.